First paragraph, in darkness complete, where it's like taking you somewhere, wanting to whatever. Lights come on. There's a table that we will be using that you intended to use for the laptop and the thing. And in around that table, he's sweeping the floor as well. And then he's just comes like by the way he sees the papers lying on there and he picks one. And he starts reading.
During the American War Against Terror, anyone suspected of being a terrorist was sent to American prison camps outside of America, like Guantanamo Bay, Bahrami, Abu Ghraib, and so on. You could end up at these prison camps if you were a terrorist, if you were not a terrorist, if you had any kind of remote links with Taliban or Al-Qaeda, if you had no kind of even remote links with Taliban or Al-Qaeda, if you happened to be in Afghanistan during the war on terror, if you happened to be in Pakistan during the war on terror, if you were sold for bounty money by intelligence agencies to America, if you were sold for bounty money by random people to America, if you spoke Arabic or Urdu or Farsi or Pashto or English, if you wore a beard, if you were old, if you had hair, if you were brown, if you were black, if you were white, if you were a Muslim. At these prison camps, detainees were subject to the most inhumane forms of torture, the most bizarre of them being torture with music. Music as a form of torture is as old as the history of war. But in this particular case, it is not only used as a noise. The songs of the playlist are carefully chosen by psychologists in terms of lyrics and gesture, mood and atmosphere. Being played extremely loud in loop for up to 72 hours to a person fixed in a stressful position, the songs are meant to evoke what they call learned helplessness, a behavior that occurs when you endure repeatedly painful or otherwise aversive stimuli which you are unable to escape from.
No, this is very, like these are two images of the mock torture and a mock execution. So if you have to show it, then it's a very simple image of someone shoots someone or someone does something to the, and it's off. It happens and it's off. And we move on.
Just for my taste, if I say something, I don't have to show it.
Yeah, I know, just showing the torture behind is also...
Because then, like, you have to illustrate every sentence, and that's like a little...
I agree.
Walling, attention grasps, slapping facial hold, stressed positions, cramped confinement, white noise and sleep deprivation. 24 hours for 17 straight days.
And you know when you guys have your attention grasp, falling, whatever, that's the mentality which also we can improve. We just have something rough for now. But those same moves, and maybe we can define a few more, we can create a loop, and we can maybe have this soldier kind of routine.
For Pakistan, it is also 11 September. It's a tragedy. Just like in the USA, there was 11 September, we had the industrial 9/11.
Coincidence.
It's a 9/11. It's a tragedy for us.
So many really strong and touching moments, and I also thought that the idea, the combination with the music, that worked really wonderful.
Well, my opinion is that there was too much text.
Too much?
Text.
Okay.
And so it became more of a recitation. Rather, it is supposed to be theatre, right? So it became more of a recitation than theatre.
And also then the music pieces themselves, they were, that's a different, I mean, creative choice, but a lot of them were pieces that, like the way it ended with the Sesame Street music one was actually very lovely because it ended with like that to me produced an emotion that nicely wrapped up what I think that you guys meant to convey. But there are some pieces maybe just because a lot of them are drawn from popular music, I feel like maybe they were too long and drawn out because it was just that. So के ऊपर कुछ नहीं होना था. That's just.
If I may add something, for me that was exactly this point of irritation, you know, that you have this beautiful music and then the horrific incidents. And of course you can illustrate it with a more, you can illustrate a torture scene with music that tortures you, but for me this contrast was also
the dissonance for you.
My concern is that you will be performing here in Pakistan and then in any other part of the country, the world, you will face language barriers. So if this is a lot of description that you're playing with, then sometimes with accents and sometimes with a lot of words to kind of, lose audience.
Let the body suit the flow. Let the body suit the flow. Let the things going good.